One part of the throne speech, though, I want to draw attention to today in the House is on the 8th page of the throne speech, where it says, "The government is working to strengthen its relationships with reliable trading partners, allies around the world, recognizing that Canada has what the world needs and the world respects." Canada is ready to build a coalition of like-minded countries that share its values, that believe in international cooperation and the free and open exchange of goods, services, and ideas. In this fast evolving world, Canada is ready to lead. The reason I want to focus on that part of the speech from the throne that the King so eloquently delivered in the Senate earlier this week is because just before the election, just in early part of March, I was able to, on behalf of the government, launch Canada's new strategy related to Africa. It's called a partnership, Canada's Africa Strategy, a partnership for shared prosperity and security. It took 2 years in the making of over 160 consultations with groups, with individuals, with academics, with business groups, with Africans in their own continent and African Canadians here. Extensive conversation, extensive consultation have led to what I believe is a new approach to Canada's working with, working for, working together with Africans. The whole continent, regional economic communities, and individual governments. The strategy itself is based in the Africa we want, which is the Africa 2063, the strategy of the African Union. They took years to develop Africa's strategy. They took years to develop, and Canada has listened to it and taken it to heart to say that the primary concern that we need to have in our relationship with Africa is a mutually beneficial partnership. We need to absolutely have a way to look eye to eye with African partners to recognize that the future of Canada rests in a strong social, economic, cultural, trade relationship with the African continent. Canada has an aging population. Africa has the youngest population in the world. Africa has opportunities. Africa has tremendous opportunities for Canadian markets. We need to find a way to continue to invest in Africa, to develop the middle class, to take the burden of having one principal trading partner that may not be reliable for us away, to allow ourselves to have trading relationships around the world. We easily go to Europe. We easily go to the Asia-Pacific, the Indo-Pacific region. We go to Latin America, to the American states. We also need to go to Africa. We need to listen. And this strategy has 5 principal points. It's about people-to-people ties. It will absolutely engage with African diaspora in Canada as our cultural, linguistic, trade and economic partners to help us interpret Africa, to help us understand it better. And we will begin with a formalized mechanism to do that in our government to ensure that African Canadian voices are heard in every decision we make. Those people-to-people ties will continue to be important as we expand our diplomatic footprint in Africa to ensure that Canadian businesses have vehicles and mechanisms to get into understanding the African markets that are there for them to engage with. We'll continue to work with academics, with trading groups, with unions, with schools and universities to ensure that we have partnerships that will continue to not only benefit Africa, but benefit Canada. Canada's future is tied to a successful Africa, so we'll be involved in peacekeeping and reconciliation of past difficulties. We're going to engage with Africa in a way that they will say Canada is our preferred economic partner, our preferred trading partner, our preferred partner in agri-food business, in energy, in transportation, in small manufacturing, in the way that we can help build the African economy, again, not as a charitable exercise, but as an exercise that will benefit Canadians. Young Canadians are looking for opportunities. Those opportunities may be found in engaging in business with African countries. We'll continue to work with them to ensure that their voices are heard also on the international stage. The African voices should never be silenced. They should be encouraged. And Canada is in every club that is important. The G7, meeting very shortly. The G20, the United Nations, the Organization of American States, La Francophonie, the Commonwealth. These are groups of countries that Canada needs to help welcome the African Union and African countries into, so that they become our strategic partners, our key allies, and those with whom Canada can engage always faithfully and engage with them every day to ensure that our future, their future, are tied together. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.